generational divide of any country surveyed. Researchers say younger Americans increasingly worried about high housing costs, student debt, AI replacing entry-level jobs, competitive hiring market that many feel is just plain stacked against them. Older Americans who already own homes or are near retirement remain far more optimistic about the economy. Joining us now with reaction, Florida Congressman Jimmy Patronis. And Congressman, you serve on the Small Business Committee, so you probably hear a lot of stuff like this. I know, just talking to my own children, they say their friends are discouraged. You know, we take a different route in my family. I kind of subscribe to the Charlie Kirk school of thought, where you raise your children, you establish a business for them. Instead of sending them off to college and spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, you get them established in a business. So for my kids, that has worked really, really well. But that doesn't mean that they feel like they can go out and buy their own houses, buy their own cars. To that generation, to Gen Z, my children tell me that their friends say they don't think the American dream is attainable. I don't remember anyone in my generation talking that way, and we struggled, but I don't remember that.
So, look, I grew up in the restaurant business at 10 years old. Now, again, like what you said, a family business provides unique opportunities. But I would plead with parents that when I was in the restaurant business, give me your kid. When he turns 15, let him bust tables. Let me make him a host. It is so empowering when they get that first paycheck in their hand and they get to do what they want to do with it. And it gives them a focus that if I show up, if I work, then I can do the things. I'm empowered to make my own decisions with my own money that I earned. And unfortunately, I don't think that encouragement to enter into the workforce at 15 and 16 is quite as urgent as it was when I was growing up.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
And then they'll treat people well the rest of their lives if they do go and make money. I think it's such a critical point that you make, Congressman, that children need to work in a service industry when they're young, because if they become successful, you want them to always see everybody as equals and to always treat people with that kind respect, because I can't stand when I go someplace and I see people mistreating people. That was
that's right. But you know, well, and to your other point, to me, home ownership is the best force for good. When somebody can own a home, amazing things happen. They start to do things like show up to work. They start to care about the community. They start thinking about what schools are close to the home that I bought, and is that where I really want to send my kids? And the parent empowerment then starts to become more of a force for good in creating a stronger community. Strong families make strong communities, but really it starts when you've got a home where you're getting to set your roots in place. And so there's things that we're doing in Washington right now to try to help home ownership. But look, it is what it is right now. Cost per square foot of construction is higher, but I'm a little bit biased. Everybody wants to be in Florida, so that definitely creates some excitement in the housing market.
No doubt. And we're talking about the housing market, which makes me think, of course, of the economy, and that makes me think of the midterms, and here we are. So let's talk about those midterms specifically. You've got House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. He's confident. Democrats are going to come out the victors in the House, even with all these redistricting losses on their side. Here he is outlining his agenda, or the Democrat Party's agenda, on this program called MS Now. Just kidding. This network called MS Now. Take a look.
We've got to, for instance, make sure we pass the John Robert Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act so we can end the era of voter suppression in the United States of America once and for all. We have to end Citizens United, dramatically reform our campaign finance laws to stop the ability of these deep-pocketed special interests to intervene. And we are going to have to explore massive judicial reform, state by state, and at the federal level, and everything should be on the table as far as I'm concerned.
I don't know if that's chalk on a blackboard or Charlie Brown's teacher, but it's just, oh gosh, please make it stop. What do you think, Congressman? Are Democrats going to pull this off? Are they going to win? What do you think?
Now, look, So look, Hakeem comes from New York State, where nobody is moving to right now. The failed policy of that state have mass exodus of quality people, and you know what? And the money that they have, and their investment they have, and they're coming to states of Florida would treat them with respect, with safety, and with dignity, and that doesn't exist there. So his policies he's advocating for, I don't know who he's selling it to, but you can see what's happening in his own backyard is a colossal failure of leadership. And then you look at what's happened in Virginia. The solution that the Democrats have right now to try to change their language that was struck down by the Supreme Court is let's change the retirement age for Virginia Supreme Court justices to 54. So every Supreme Court justice that voted on this provision would have to be thrown out. This is the type of craziness that exists in Washington. Right now, we have a razor-thin majority. Thank goodness the good outweighs the bad.